Pay is a broad retail chain started exactly 50 years ago by my father, Gareth Ackerman, with 3 small stores in Cape Town. It has grown to over 1,600 stores in 7 countries, including South Africa, with operations hopefully going to begin in Ghana and Nigeria over the next year or 2. We're in obviously South Africa, Namibia, Botswana, Zimbabwe, Zambia, Lesotho, Swaziland. We operate supermarkets, hypermarkets, convenience stores, liquor stores, pharmacy business, and we operate a corporate and a franchise business, as well as being in joint ventures in certain of our markets. The continuous vision of Pick n Pay is to be the preeminent retailer in the markets in which we operate. We believe in looking after our customer. Our business is built around 3 core values: consumer sovereignty, business efficiency, and doing good is good business. And the model is really based on round 1 of not to maximize profits, but rather to make sure we make a good profit so we can invest back into the community and then give all the stakeholders their share of the business as well. Pick n Pay is a family-controlled business listed on the Johannesburg Stock Exchange. It has been since 1967. The role of the family is to work with the professional management to ensure that the core values of the business are maintained. And by doing that, we believe that we've been able to prosper and grow, and will continue to follow that model. Well, we're not striving to build it. We believe we have built it. It's been the core essence of our business for the last 50 years. Our total focus has been around consumer sovereignty, working with our consumers and giving the consumers what they want and what they need. Right down to every store being individually merchandised and displayed. And we think that is our key essence. We now have in excess of 150 stores outside South Africa in the countries that I mentioned. Our philosophy is not to capture the bulk of the spending. Ours is to go into markets that we can believe are profitable. I think one of the issues when one deals outside South Africa is not about being first to market. It's being able to build profitable market share. And in many cases, second mover is an advantage and not a first mover when you're dealing with retail, because of breaking all the logistics barriers that you have to do. And I think if you look at where you have to go to, you look at the demographics of the market and say, is there a big enough market to put a number of stores to cover your overhead structure? So you can have a very wealthy but very small population in a marketplace, and it doesn't work because of the logistics costs to make this business work. So it's all about a business of scale. Retail is all about scale, and if you can't get the scale, you can't make money. I think if you look over the last 50 years, we have put a huge amount of money back into our doing good is good philosophy. We give about between 6 and 7% equivalent of our after-tax profits every year to the different programs that we run in the business. We also employ around about 85,000 people, so we make a huge impact on employment in the country. On top of that, we collect a lot of taxes for the government. We pay a huge amount of taxes, but for very simple things like we are one of the major payers of the South African Social Security payments, the SASSA payments, every month, and we do it through our system, and we hardly charge for it. It doesn't even cover our cost, but we do it as part of our social service. The first one I would say has been the centralization of the business and the rejuvenation of the company over the last 5 to 7 years. The second one has been, I think, the expansion of our business out of South Africa into the northern areas, including our proposed ventures into Ghana and then into Nigeria. Our relationship with our staff and our labour partners is an important part of what we do and how we do it. I think the development of our people has been critical. You know, we look at the diversity of our management teams that we have now compared to what we had maybe 5 to 10 years ago, something we're really proud of. You know, being a company to build and grow and prosper as a family-controlled business for 50 years is a milestone we're actually very proud of. Well, the plan is to keep growing in our existing markets. So we've established a base. We don't believe in going to market just to plant a flag and move to the next market. Once we decide to go to a country, we actually have to develop it into a proper sustainable business model. So our challenge is to get those two open first and then establish them. You know, look, Nigeria is a huge country with a huge population. It's maybe 5 times the size of South Africa in terms of population. So the growth prospects are endless with the markets that we're in, but it doesn't mean to say we're going to stop at those particular markets. We are constantly looking at other opportunities.